I bet I drill a clean hole in somebody today.
Over 2 weeks ago, I made one of the worst videos I ever made. The comment section was like, Moonsault, you're a scrub. The Tekken subreddit was like, we been calling this guy a scrub. The topic of that video was really, I was focusing on Iran, but there's other countries we're going to be talking about in today's video. But there's a lot of places around the world that were banned from playing Tekken 8. And a lot of those people were blaming the developers, pointing fingers at Harada and saying, how dare you? I was very biased in that video. I seen all of the people criticizing Bandai Namco, and without any proper research or understanding, I immediately was like, yeah, Bandai Namco, you're the worst. And that video was crazy because of it. Now, I want to make a follow-up video because we have an update, a major update to the situation. And also, I do want to give a little bit of clarification because in my past videos, it was all chaos, right? So this is a situation that's been highly requested. If you guys seen at the peak of this discussion, how many DMs and how many people were telling me like, hey, you got to say something, you got to do something. Like, this is affecting a lot of people. Many countries we're talking about, right? So what happened was everyone was playing Tekken 7, you know, we were all button mashing and wave dashing and doing the thing. Tekken 8 was announced, it was marketed, all of us seen the trailers, we all were looking forward to playing the game. When Tekken 8 released, day one, it sells 1 million copies. A portion of those players immediately find, for whatever reason, for some reason, they cannot play the game. As more players start to, say, hey, what's going on? I can't play. Players eventually come to the understanding, the realization that their whole entire region and country was banned. From that point, the tweets at the developers start to fly out. Why did you ban us? Why did you do that? Oh my God, why do you guys hate us? It was a lot of like strong emotions that was going on because, I understand, everyone was looking forward to playing the game. You buy the game, the prices is high in some other countries than others. It was very problematic, right? Harada did respond and we have multiple different responses from him. We have responses from then, a little bit after, and now. And I do want to cover all of those. But before we move on to that section of the video, I do also want to mention some other things that's going on with different regions as well. You guys may remember this is like 8 months ago, almost a year ago. Players found out that Russia also was not allowed to participate in the TWT events. I believe Russian players can still play Tekken 8, they just can't participate in the competitive scene. There was 2 tweets here, once again blaming Bandai Namco. You see Bandai Namco doesn't allow Russian players to participate, and then is Russia not allowed to enter the Tekken World Tour? On this screenshot, you can see the countries that are allowed to play, and the ones that you don't see are the ones that are not allowed to participate. So this was something that once again players just found out on their own. We didn't really have like a official response or explanation. We had to make up our own assumptions. Like some people say the Russia situation is because of the Ukrainian war, and then for China has their own scene as well. Now for China, we don't know if it's the Chinese government that's preventing their players, their citizens from accessing the larger world, or if it's the larger world preventing this Chinese citizens from accessing us. Which of the two it is, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but you just have here several instances of regions not being able to access either the game or the larger community surrounding the game. Now, when we focus in and talk about Tekken 8 and the release of the game, like I said, right, the game came out and players started to realize they couldn't play. This post is from a month ago. It says Bandai Namco / Tekken Project banned Iranian gamers IP. This headline is very shocking, and when I seen this and I read through everything, I was very heated. But this is not actually true. When we get to Harada's responses, you'll see exactly why. Yes, they are IP banned, but Bandai Namco, Tekken, Harada did not do it. This is more so of a Sony situation, and the comment section in the video that I made in the past made it very loud and clear. I won't read all of these screenshots here, but you can pause and read everything as it flashes on the screen. But you can just see here how in-depth this topic is. First, you're hit with the notification, and then you have a tweet here from Harada saying this game is not about the client and server issue, it's a platform policy issue. Iran is a region where PS5 is not officially sold. For about PlayStation platform, please contact Sony. At the time, I thought he was shifting blame, but this is like the real source of the answer. And even though these, like you can see all the tweets here, they're very short and direct, but as like the animosity and frustration grow, Harada like realizes like, okay, I need to give more thorough explanation so the players really understand. This one says, since the game is direct player-to-player communication, it does not go through the server. Therefore, there are no Bandai Namco-owned game servers in the current test. Account authentication is performed on PlayStation servers. That server is not owned by us. And our game client itself does not block any particular IP. If you can't understand this simple explanation, I will mute you in the future because you have another problem with yourself. So the last part, you can see Harada's kind of getting frustrated with all the spam. But the top section, he's really trying to emphasize that this is Sony doing this. Sony is the one who's saying, and I don't know why Sony is doing this, right? You guys in the comment section had all of these, reasons why Sony would want to prevent these different regions from playing. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's reasonable. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, Harada is saying it's not us. And also, we really don't even have the ability to IP ban anyone. And seeing how the whole plugin situation is turning out, I believe Harada. I believe Harada when he say we can't ban. How can Harada ban an entire region when he can't even ban people, a specific person, for plugging? So I do believe him just off that simple logic alone. Here you have some emails, right? This person, after getting this response from Harada, they started sending out emails saying, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? You guys can pause and read it. It's really like a thorough back and forth. And this person really went through all the steps to try to get this situation resolved, emailing Sony, Bandai Namco, tweeting Harada, everything. This person says, what is wrong with us Venezuelans not having Tekken 8 normally on Steam? It's a new beginning, yet we're banned. Harada says in response, important note, Tekken Project and Bandai Namco Studios, who are responsible for the development of the game, are not involved in the sales and pricing of the game in each country or region. See, this is also important too, right? There's a lot of people who are saying like the shop, for example, yeah, it may be $4 for everyone else, but if you take that same $4 to another country, that $4 become $20 or $30, right? It fluctuates in value. So he's also saying we're not involved in that, like we can't do anything about it. I did hear some counter arguments on like talking with people on the live stream saying that other games, the value do transfer over. It's not $4 like $4 American dollars. It's $4 depending on the currency where you're located. So I don't know why Tekken doesn't do it that way. I don't know if I explained that right, but let's keep going. Therefore, we, the development team, do not have the answers to those questions. Now, fast forward, right? You guys got all the information. Now, here's where the new information arises. In a video the other day, I was talking about this person's tweet here. It says, Tekken is completely dead in our country. Are you guys happy now? Once again, blaming Harada very viciously. Did any of you achieve something from banning us? With this trash economy, we bought the game, which costs a lot for us. Now we are not playing the game. He tags Michael Murray and Harada. Now, at the time when I talked about this tweet, there was not an official response, but Harada made a response to it. He says, if you think calmly about it, you know that there is no way we are happy with this situation. They themselves are not even happy. First of all, I am not on the publisher side. I am currently in a development studio specializing in game development. Common sense would tell you that our development team has no involvement in the publishing or servicing territories of the games. And it is impossible for us to be involved in such matters in the first place. We develop games, but we do not have any selection criteria or political consideration for regions we serve. Nor do the other game developers. The only thing we, the development team, know from our research is that Google's side of the game servers we use affect the scope of our offerings. We're trying to get as many people as possible to play the game, but there's only so much we can do from the developer project side. Of course, we're still asking, and you can still ask Google why it's being restricted. At the very least, you should understand that this is a huge misunderstanding, that this case is due to the selection of development team project side. So not only does he say that Sony is responsible for preventing you guys from playing on PlayStation, but then he also says, it seems like he's saying Google is the one that's restricting you guys from playing on PC. Maybe Steam too, I'm not sure. I'll read the comment section and I'll pin whichever comment has like the greatest explanation as to why PC can't get involved. But a part that I want to focus on is that he said, we are still asking. Someone says you can at least try to contact the responsible platforms because a lot of people in Iran that were big fans of you now hate you. So much because of not being able to play the game online. We contact Google, they say you live in Iran, and it is what it is. Harada responds to this and says, are you reading my post properly? Can you read it? I said, we are still asking. So this is an ongoing situation between, Bandai Namco, Google, and all of these things. And I mean, Google's a very big company. It's one of the biggest companies on the planet, and getting them to change or to do something is not easy. Even though Bandai Namco is one of the biggest gaming companies in Japan, it still doesn't, like, you gotta have a lot of leverage and possibly even money to change Google's mind. Another person here says, honestly, a great response for a bad situation. This is responding to Harada. Harada responds to this person and says, sometimes no matter how clearly we explain it, they don't understand. Fundamentally, I want them to understand the universal philosophy that we game developers want as many people as possible to play our games. I hope you guys understand that I am too sick and tired of getting involved in political relationships between countries that have nothing to do with games. Reading all of this, understanding the situation so much better, I understand why people were so upset with the original video that I made, because it was so wrong. And now I fully understand what's actually happening in the situation, how the developers feel, how the players feel, but also like my mind has changed so much. Even though like currently a lot of these regions is still banned from either playing the game or participating in the other regions, hopefully you guys can see that it's not Harada doing this. Harada is actually fighting for all of us, all of you. And I'm not saying, you got to celebrate Harada and be his fan and be his shield, but I'm just saying, like, don't be angry at him because he's trying to make it right. And also Sony, the same way I said Bandai Namco is one of the biggest gaming companies in Japan, Sony is like the biggest. They're like neck and neck with Nintendo. So these are massive companies, and also they're dealing with regions, rules, sanctions, laws. It's a very complicated situation, and I hope one day this can be resolved. But if I know anything about politics and laws, it takes a very long time for the wheels to turn. But I just wanted to recover this topic again because, I didn't do it justice last time. Like someone said on Twitter, you made the situation worse. And fully understanding it now, I definitely would agree that my original video did so. So hopefully this one can, cancel it out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.